So welcome back to Tokyo. First round action here at the Japan Open. That's what's happened so far, and we've got another 5 matches for you to come. And look at that next match. It features 2 World Championship medalists because it is the former world champion Pusarla Sindhu of India up against Zhang of China. After that, we'll have men's doubles. That should be a thrilling match too. And then we'll have men's singles, then another women's singles, and we'll finish with a mixed doubles. So we've got some tremendous matches still to come. Now, virtually all matches today are from the bottom half of the draw. It's only if players were playing in the finals of the Korean Open last week and were in the top half of the draw. They had yesterday off, a day to recover. But this, as you can see, is from the 3rd quarter of the draw, and the seeded player in this section, a former champion, Tai-Tzu Ying. My goodness me, it was 11 years ago when she won this title. Tai-Tzu Ying in 2012, and also reached the final a couple of years after that as well. So this battle we are about to watch, here come the players for the right to play against the former champion and former world #1. Here, the tall, elegant Pusarla Sindhu. Her opponent, I was telling you, they were both World Championship medalists in the past, and Zhang Yiman won a bronze medal in Huelva in December of 2021. It was quite extraordinary that she won the bronze medal. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But these 2 players will know each other's games well. This will be a 5th meeting between the 2 players, and of the previous 4, honours are shared. That confirms what I've just told you. But the last time they played, it was Pusarla Sindhu who won on that occasion. That was the Malaysian Masters earlier this year in the very first round. So, Zhang Yiman, the Chinese player who's 26 years of age now, born in Jiangxi province, landlocked province in the southeast of China. And as far as she is concerned, she won that bronze medal in Huelva at the end of 2021 when ranked 46 in the world. 7th ranked player from China on the world rankings when she won that medal, so that's really quite extraordinary. As you can see, she is just a couple of places down from her career high, a total of 3 weeks across 2 different spells at 16 in the world. That actually went up 2 places on the world ranking that was published yesterday. She's making her 2nd appearance here at the Japan Open, whereas this lady is making her 7th appearance here, but the first time she's played since 2019. And it was in 2019 that she had her best result here at the Japan Open, a quarter-final, lost to the eventual champion, Akane Yamaguchi. 5 World Championship medals, not only the gold in Basel in Switzerland in 2019, twice silver medalist and twice a bronze medalist. What a haul of World Championship medals. Born in Secunderabad, just north of Hyderabad, and turned 28 earlier this month. She is some way down from her career high. She has been as high as 2, a total of 11 weeks across 3 different spells at #2 in the world, but currently 17. So our umpire, Sakamoto from Japan, and Silva from Sri Lanka is the service judge. Well, I had a lovely journey down to the venue today, and I was sitting right in front of Pusarla Sindhu, who is better known in her home country simply as PV Sindhu.
On my right, Zhang Yiman, China. And on my left, Pusarla v Sindhu, India. Pusarla v Sindhu to serve. Love all. Play.
So the former world champion, 5-time world championship medalist, twice Olympic medalist, Pusarla Sindhu, nearest to us, getting this first round match underway against Zhang from China. No, Steve, I was telling you, I was sitting next to, or just in front of PV Sindhu on the bus, and we were having a delightful conversation. She really is a lovely young lady about Labradors. She's got a yellow Labrador, I've got a chocolate Labrador, so she's a member of the Badminton Lovers Labrador Club.
To love.
That's important.
It certainly is. Her Labrador, yellow lab, is called Rio.
Who is it? Whittingham, he's also a member, right?
He's a member of the club. He's got a fox red Labrador.
Yeah.
Adam Hall, black Labrador. Mark Lamsfus, yellow Labrador. But in all seriousness, Steen, this for Pusarla Sindhu, I think, is a fairly important match. Oh, it's called good. That looked as if it may have been a bit long.
Love.
And the reason I say that, because this is her 8th tournament since the Sudirman Cup. So she played for 4 weeks after the Sudirman Cup, had a couple of weeks off, then played the Canadian Open, where she was a semi-finalist, US Open quarter-finalist, Korea last week. She lost in the first round. So this is her 4th tournament in 4 weeks. She did have a lot of time off last year with injury. She had a stress fracture.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned that she's trying to play a little too much.
I totally agree. I think she's trying to sort of maintain a good ranking and also trying to qualify for the World Tour finals, which is important in terms of getting to the Olympics and being able to score points from that tournament. Knowing that you've been out, you know that at some point you're going to miss tournaments, and that's what happens now. That from July and the rest of 2022, she didn't play a tournament because of injury. But you've got to find the right mix in terms of tournaments and practice, and I think it goes for most of the players here. We've got an extended program of the World Tour following a couple of years with COVID where there were almost no tournaments.
Yeah.
So everybody's eager to play, and there's also perhaps this psychologically, what if something happens? What if tournaments gets cancelled and the Olympics is taken from fewer tournaments? I want to secure a good spot earlier on in the qualification period.
Yeah.
Time's over.
Just took all the pace out of that.
7-3.
Zhang Yiman. Well, I thought it was very revealing. Sindhu wrote on social media after the US Open, where she lost in the quarterfinal to Gal from Ji, who went on to reach the final, that psychologically she'd taken a bit of a hit from that loss.
Yeah.
It's nice for us, the fans, to know what athletes are thinking, but of course opponents also know.
Opponents also know, but it's, I think it's nice that that we in badminton see some players that are very open about how they feel and their situation, where in a number of other sports I sometimes feel that that the interviews some of the athletes are giving is sort of not that interesting. But of course there's ups and downs, upsides and downsides to it, because you become vulnerable to trolls on the internet.
It's well long.
Time's over.
And you also
4-9.
sort of affect yourself and say, yeah, I'm affected by this. But it's a tough program because, I mean, she's playing 4 tournaments in a row again. Canada, US, Korea, and now here.
And also scheduled to play in Australia next week, number 5 seed.
5-9.
And all at the same time where she's trying to sort of get a working relationship going with the new coach, Pusarla. It's just difficult because
Service over.
it takes time.
10-5.
Mm.
11-5.
Goes down as an
Interval.
unforced error, and it is a 6-point advantage for Zhang Yiman here at the beginning of the opening game.
听到了，但是你要点头啊，你要给我反馈啊！啊，第一，就讲的主动我吊杀，明白吗？吊杀上去推他，你压高球，他有2个吸你，直接就好，然
And then, if you have a chance, then you use it. Then you control it. Especially you just have
Well, I struggle to catch anything that Hashin was saying there.
11-5.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either. But that's exactly the thing. I mean, you've got to find each other in terms of coaching, in terms of the codes that you're using, how you
12-5.
how you talk about the specific situations, what you call them, what you call the specific shots, how much the player can cope in the coaching and so on. And it just takes time.
Service over. 6-12.
Nice idea.
Service over.
Wrong execution.
36.
Wasn't she quite far forward on the court there? Sindhu should have elected for a smash instead. I think she was.
She's doing very well, Zhang Yiman, in moving
40.
Sindhu from side to side. Forehand, then one goes down the backhand. Now the forehand again. Making her twist and turn. Clever play.
And 2 times that Sindhu has beaten Zhang Yiman, that's been in Malaysia, both times in Putra Stadium. And she's lost in German Open 2022 and in this year's All England, both arenas that are a bit slower than the one in Kuala Lumpur. Zhang Yiman, she's super fast on her feet, so where Sindhu normally is strong in the
15.
rally playing style, where she can eventually get her smash going. I think the speed of movement from Zhang Yiman could be a challenge. Good perception.
Service over.
Doesn't seem to me that
67.
Sindhu has really recovered that wonderful ability she used to have of changing direction and reacting so quickly. I mean, that was one of her real qualities as a player, in that her retrieving capabilities. She used to chase down that shuttle, and now she's struggling to change direction.
Service over. 8-16.
Hashim, former All England champion.
Well wide.
9-16.
The thing is also, it takes its toll on you when you're out for 6 months, not able to play tournaments, and perhaps not even practice. I've been able to do some bicycling or something. It was a stress fracture, right?
It was, yes.
17.
She actually won the Commonwealth Games gold medal while playing with that stress fracture.
Yeah.
It's going wide.
Service over. 10-17.
Beautiful drop.
11-17.
Oof. That was a lot closer than
12,
she had initially
17.
thought it was going to be. Driftstein, you've been here for quite a few matches.
Yeah, there's some drift alongside the court coming from Zhang towards PV Sindhu.
18,
It's not that significant, and perhaps a slight sideways drift, but that then we saw one rally where it looked totally the opposite way, so maybe it's just the nature of the shot that's fooled us.
That was a beautiful net shot from Zhang Yiman.
20.
And it means that she has 8 game point opportunities. That's for the net shot, forcing a short lift, and then the opportunity to play the winner. It's too short. Opening game, 21-12.
First game won by
in favour of Zhang Yiman.
21-12.
Umpire confirming that scoreline. And just 12 minutes for that opening game. Quite extraordinary. There's another example of how PV Sindhu is struggling to change direction. So 21-12, opening game. Clock just ticked over the 13-minute mark, but it was 12 minutes in the end of that first game.
Alright, come on, try again.
Hold 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play.
Well, one has to say it was impressive from Zhang Yiman in that opening game. Tactically, I thought she played extremely well. But here's a fun fact for you, Steen. No player from India has ever won a title in any discipline
Service
here
over.
at the Japan Open.
Wow.
1
There's only
love.
been one player from India in the finals, and that was 40 years ago. Prakash Padukone lost the men's singles final to Han Jian.
That's a little extraordinary. I would have thought that Sina once would have been in the final at least when she was at her best. But,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me. That's why I thought you'd enjoy that fun fact. That was a much
Service
flatter
over.
smash that time from Zhang Yiman.
1
Compare
2.
that statistic I've just given you, Steen, to the success of the Chinese players here at the Japan Open. 25 women's singles titles from the previous 39. That's 64% of all women's singles titles have gone to a Chinese player.
that's amazing.
In fact, Chinese players won the first 10 ever Japan Opens.
How about recently? Have they won recently?
Yes, the last player was 7 years ago. He Bingjiao beat
Yeah.
Sun Yu in an all-Chinese final. In fact, that was the last time that Chinese players were in the women's singles final.
Oh, it's a Super Series tournament back then, right?
2016, indeed it was, yes.
Well left.
Are you
Service
absolutely
over.
convinced by this lengthways drift,
3
Steen?
2.
Because I was just sitting watching for a little while before joining you in the commentary booth here, and I have to say I thought the drift was going the other way,
Yeah, it's
which means they can't be that much.
difficult to spot. We
4 2.
previous 3 matches we were pretty convinced that there was a bit of sideways drift, but then 2 shots changed all that. So I'm not as certain as I usually am, even though I'm wrong a lot of times. Then
5
anyway.
2.
But I thought I heard a word from Hafiz Hashim. He's very soft-spoken as well, so it was difficult to catch a lot of it. He said, "How you can attack." But it makes it. I think it was Sindhu who won the
Service
coin
over.
toss, right?
3
I couldn't hear what the
5.
umpire said, whether she elected to serve or receive or whatever, but the idea was that she elected to play the fast side first, but she chose to play this near side here, which is
5.
consistent with what you've seen.
That may have been going wide. I'm not sure
Yeah.
Sindhu needed to
5
have played that.
4.
Roy Gung, Chinese women's singles coach, former world number 3. That's way in.
6 5.
First time that Charlie Mann has been in the lead in this second game.
Service 4.
With your experience in coaching, Steen, is there anything that you've noticed that perhaps Sindhu could do differently tactically within this match? Don't worry about the physicality. I mean, obviously that comes into the equation of what she should do tactically, because if she's struggling to move, I'm just thinking in my own mind, if she's struggling to change direction because the injury isn't 100%, we've got a challenge here, that maybe she should try and dictate the pace more.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But that's, again, that comes down to shot quality. And if you've been on the road for a very, very long time, then there's a good chance that you haven't been able to work on your shot quality.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
And I think that the first game we saw here, as well as last week when she lost in the first round to Pine Po, that suggests to me that this is sort of a crossroad where you have to decide whether you want to start playing tournaments, or you want to say, hey, I need to do something fundamentally different to get back.
8, 6.
Well, I lean towards, now we need to go back to the drawing board and really get the right motivation and the right preparation before going out to play.
Missed it. Yeah, because if she goes down to Australia to play next week, then she's only got 2 weeks before the World Championships. Now, the World Championships for PV Sindhu has been one of her most successful tournaments. 5 medals she's got from that particular event. We've always talked about her being a big tournament player.
Yeah,
it was clearly out. You know, and if she's going to arrive tired, or does she go back to India, start working on certain things?
I think it's an even bigger crossroad. I think it's something saying, hey, forget about Australia, forget about the Worlds, forget about Asian Games. The goal is the Olympics. That's how far you have to look, because there's something that needs to be a lot better.
Missed it. It's gone wrong with the back line.
Service over.
I can see where you're coming from on that, Steen. And I think that shows that you've got your coach's hat on.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas I used to play a little bit.
Yes.
And so I've got the athlete's hat on.
Exactly.
And you cannot just forget about World Championships. You cannot just say, I'm not caring about Asian Games. I'm focusing on the long term.
Yeah.
Every time you walk onto court, there's a burning desire that you want to win.
And you convince yourself that I've done it before.
Yes.
And that's the thing. If we look back, since Sindhu came back from the unfortunate stress fracture, she's beaten 2 players in top 10.
Service over.
One was Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, who was 9th, and the other one was Han Yue. Otherwise, she hasn't beaten anyone in top 10. So the question would be, what is it that you think might change so that you play a World Championships that you consider a success, or an Asian Games?
8, 10.
So I think Hafiz Hashim, he really needs to ask some difficult questions here. It all might change.
Yeah. That's going wide.
And long.
Oh, she's going to waste that challenge, I fear, for her. Yes, so
Sudirman
that is clearly
challenges.
out.
Hold out.
But it's difficult to come back. Yeah, we've seen Nozomi Okuhara. She's struggling a lot. Kento Momota has just lost. Struggling a lot to come back.
Indeed, that was a wasted challenge.
Unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. 9,
Yeah,
10.
it's never easy coming back from injury.
Play.
better.
Good smash. Oh, what a beautiful block from Zhang Yiman. And it means that she has a 2-point advantage here in the second game, having already taken the first.
一个速度比较好，然后第二个就是说你往前该搓搓，该推推一定要推平，哪怕推正手也推平，推平然后自己去推看啊，只能就是用这个速度去打它。再一个就是他现在没有拿不到很好的进攻嘛，那你自己也要。
So sometimes when you do attack with your hands, don't think about it. Just play. You don't have to just try to lead.
So a game and 11-9 up. Zhang Yiman against former world champion Pusarla Sindhu. Well, what's going to happen for Sindhu? It's got to start happening very quickly. She's working hard. She's desperately trying to make it happen. That's gone wrong. Did you catch anything that coach was saying? No.
No, not really.
10-11. Service over. 12-10.
Didn't really get behind that, did she?
10.
Using her long arms to reach up and try and clip it down cross court, but needed to move her feet a little bit more. Oh, that's delightful. What a super shot.
10.
She sort of goes under the radar, doesn't she, Zhang Yiman? Because you've got Chen Yufei, the Olympic champion. You've got the former champion here, Hebing Zhao, former Asian champion as well, Wang Ji. Han Yue, I think, is ranked higher than her as well. So she tends to go a little bit under the radar as far as Chinese players are concerned. She is a wonderful player, there's no doubt about it. Oh, that's a beauty.
First 3 tournaments of the year, she lost in the first round. Zhang Yiman. All matches to Chinese compatriots.
Yeah.
And then the next tournament, she won.
Service over. 11-15.
Pushed it long.
Service over. 16-11.
Time is running out for the former world champion.
11.
Yeah.
18-11.
7 of the last 8 points. Just racing away with it now, Zhang Yiman. Clever play.
19.
And like you said, Joe, difficulties changing direction, didn't manage to at all. That last deception from Zhang Yiman.
Match point opportunities,
20,
whole host of them
point,
for
11.
Zhang Yiman. 9 of the last 10 points.
Service over. 12-20. $13-20.
Third time of asking, and it is Zhang Yiman of China who beats the former world champion Pusarla Sindhu in 2 straight games. 21-12, 21-13.
21-12, 21-13.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline, and it means that Zhang Yiman will be in the second round tomorrow, where she will play against the former champion and number 4 seed Tai Su Ying of Chinese Taipei. This is the final rally, and she did look very much in control for the entirety of the match. Zhang Yiman finished it off quite beautifully. Good follow-up. Never really seemed out of position within the entire match. So she's safely through to the second round there. Confirmation of the score. Zhang Yiman beats Pusarla Sindhu 21-12, 21-13. Welcome back to your Yogi First Gymnasium, also known